Welcome back. So today I have a special video for y'all, and it's 6 different signs that someone is a spiritual predator. And usually I try, especially lately, I try my best to keep my videos very positive and uplifting and healing, but this is very much necessary. There are a lot of predators within the spiritual community, because anytime that you are talking about faith and someone's religion or practice and the unseen, you're going to have predators, because people prey on other people's vulnerabilities. And a lot of us go to our spiritual paths because we need assistance and guidance and insight of some sort. So a lot of times when people first start their spiritual path, it does come from some sort of pain. For me, it was my dad passing away, and I wanted to find some way to connect with him because I missed him so much, and I was extremely vulnerable at that time, and I've dealt with not one, but 2 spiritual predators along my journey, and I learned a lot, and I will never allow that experience of mine to be in vain. I will do my absolute best to spread knowledge and awareness without exposing or targeting certain people. I'm just not that type of person. I'm not going to come on here and smear anybody's name, because the 2 people that I dealt with, both of them are textbook narcs, and a lot of them will kind of try to corner, and this is something to be aware of if you've been dealing with a spiritual predator. A lot of narcs and predators will try to back you up into a corner and almost want you to speak out about them by name so that they can turn around and try to sue you for defamation of character. And the way that I approached that situation was, I was like, I don't want to have to deal with this person in court, if not for any other reason, because I don't want to be in the same physical place as them. They might unalive me in the fucking parking lot. That is how severe and how psychopathic the 2 spiritual predators that I've experienced were. I literally have not named them, not only for my peace, but for my life. Because there is nothing a narcissist hates more than being exposed for who they are. So I'm going to give you 6 different signs that someone is a spiritual predator. Number 1 is they have a shady past, especially they have a criminal record, any type of trafficking, any type of violent crimes, especially domestic violence, and also theft of any type. Okay, please do not be naive and think that you're so special that these people will try to take something from you. Or you might think that you don't have anything to take. Maybe you're in a difficult financial situation and you're like, well, they can't really take my money, I don't have that much. It's not always about the money with these assholes. Once they start thinking that they can steal energy, it's like they open Pandora's box. They think that they have some type of superpower. And people will try to take your blessings, they will try to destiny swap with you, and we'll get into vampirism in a minute, that's a separate point. But my point is, if someone physically stole something in the past, especially if they were large charges, large amounts of money or something, or giant schemes, they'll do it again. Of any way that they can steal something, they will, because they're lazy. A lot of them just want the shortcuts to everything. Violence, domestic violence charges, SA, anything like that. That is your proof on paper that this person is not safe, okay? I acknowledge that people can change and turn their life around. More likely than not, they have not changed, okay? Okay, number 2 is they have a temper. They're always threatening others with physical violence or spiritual attacks, spiritual violence. They're always at war with somebody, and they're very aggressive about it. They might try to get you to be one of their little minions and attack someone else for them, because these spiritual predators are narcissists. Every single one. Okay? And narcissists are also lazy. And they thoroughly enjoy having other people do their dirty work. Number 1, someone else does something for them so they don't have to do it. And number 2, they keep their hands clean. So if it backfires, it's not going to affect them. That's what they think. And this is just a general rule, because my audience is mainly newer witches that are just starting on their spiritual journey and all of that. So I'm talking specifically about a mentor who is also a witch, a practitioner. Okay, if they're always talking about working people, if they are always threatening hexes and curses and psychic attack, and they are just obsessed with black magic, and that's like their whole niche and MO, run. Okay, like, nothing good will come from being around that person. Number 3 is they admit to any type of siphoning or energy vampirism. This happened to me both times when I was involved with these people. They each told me something that they had done in the past, or something that they were actively doing to try to take energy or resources or blessings, etc., from another person or from their audience. And one of them was even trying to teach me how to do it, and I immediately felt very uncomfortable. Like, even in my baby witch days, I knew, like, I don't really want to absorb other people's energy like that. Like, I just don't, because I've been through a lot in my life. I have. And even in the moments where I felt like I had nothing or almost nothing, and I was feeling so dark and depressed and low, I still trusted God enough and the divine and myself that for me to have blessings, I didn't have to take them from other people. Like, I've always known that God loves me enough to bless me. If nothing else, I know that. And it's proven to be true many times. Like, I enjoy spiritual teachers that have built an amazing life for themselves and embody their teachings, and it's all organic. Like, it was a combination of them working and God working, right? Co-creation. Because those are the blessings that stick. If you try to siphon from someone, it's very easy for it to fall apart. Number 4, and this is very big, specifically in any type of ATR, any type of African traditional religions, excessive animal sacrifice. Y'all know I no longer practice or believe in animal sacrifice. Okay, I used to do it, I was misguided, and I was told that it was necessary. And as a practitioner who has done both, who has done it and also stopped doing it, and has manifested both ways, I can tell you it's not necessary. I understand it's part of Santeria and voodoo, and most Palo houses practice animal sacrifice, but the Munanzo that I'm in now does not practice animal sacrifice, and I still manifest, my godparents still manifest, my god siblings still manifest amazing things. Like, it's not necessary, okay? And I am not going to debate this with anyone. If that's your MO, that's your belief system. I just don't think it's morally correct. But these people that excessively do it, what happens over time is they become desensitized to life. They stop seeing life of any kind as sacred. And this is for many reasons. It's their own consciousness devolving. It's the fact that they are feeding and strengthening earthbound spirits. And when you overfeed a spirit blood, it becomes like a crackhead. That blood is like methamphetamine. Oh God, the YouTube gods are gonna come for me, good Lord. Oh well, that blood becomes like a hard drug to that low-level spirit. To the point that that spirit will not work for you unless you feed it blood. Every time. Okay? And the practitioner just gets very obsessed with violence, very desensitized to violence, very comfortable with violence, and it's just a nasty situation. And I'm going to tell y'all, this is a little side note, but I like to tell some of my clients this if they are looking into ATRs. Something that I realized when I was doing this was after my now godmother told me why it's wrong and why if you are feeling like you're in the middle of warfare and you're sacrificing, it makes things worse, okay? Because just think about it from a logical standpoint. If you are under psychic attack and you claim that you're innocent, and you are taking innocent lives trying to combat the warfare, it's just more innocence being corrupted. Like, those animals did nothing to you. It's very icky to me, and I just realized, like, I don't want a beautiful, amazing life and blessings and protection and all these good things. I don't want that to come from bloodshed. That's just gross to me. And very unnecessary. Okay? But my point is, any practitioner who is just constantly feeding their shrines, girl run. Okay? Number 5 is they claim to have powerful abilities, but they have poor character. I can tell you firsthand, especially if you are a practitioner that is doing things for others, especially if you have a spiritual business, spirit will test you, okay? They want to see if you really are about that life, you know? Like, you can't claim to have these amazing spiritual gifts and all this wisdom and abilities, and yet you're a shitty person to other people. And you're stealing, you're threatening, you're being violent, you're trying to siphon. Like, if you actually have those spiritual gifts, they're not coming from anything good. Like, you guys have to realize, just as many people are not only devoted to God, but protected by God, there's also a lot of people that are devoted to Satan. And devoted to the devil. And devoted to evil. And they are also protected by evil. And that's why it seems like they get away with a lot of shit. Okay? Like, and this kind of leads into number 6. They're abusive in any way. And one way that you can tell is these people will abuse their spiritual gifts. And they will specifically abuse divination. They're doing readings on people who they shouldn't be doing readings on. They're trying to get insight into someone else's life that they don't have the right to. Like, that person has not given them consent to divine on them, and there's no legitimate reason for this person to try to be, you know, throwing shells or throwing cards to try to look into someone's life. They just want to be nosy. And they also just want to test their powers and see what they can come up with. That's a very telltale sign. And that is a form of abuse, because you are abusing your spiritual privileges. You are abusing your spiritual gifts. And over time, I've seen it, they get taken away. But that also correlates to, physical abuse, if they're putting their hands on you or someone else. If they are emotionally abusive, they're talking down to you, trying to disempower you, calling you names, belittling you. Like, if someone is really, really treating you poorly, that person is not meant to be your spiritual teacher. They're just not. Okay, because the respect is not there. And a lot of elders think that because someone is younger than them, whether it be the person's age is younger and or they are spiritually younger, a lot of elders think that that person is not entitled to respect. And they also think that they can stomp all over them. And that's not true, because that person also has protection, And spirituality should never be an excuse for someone to abuse you. For example, if someone puts their hands on you and later says that they did it because they were mounted by a spirit, go run. Because when a spirit jumps into someone's body, they can only work with what's there. Okay. If you're not a violent person by nature, and a violent spirit tries to get a hold of you and tries to use you, it won't be able to. Or if it really starts trying, you'll be able to catch it and you will not act on those impulses. Because that's not naturally who you are. Again, math. Okay. That's all I have for today. My little notepad. But like I said before, I have a laundry list of signs. Because these nasty people have so many different tactics that they use to try to steal from people, hurt people, and it's all in the name of ego. It's all in the name of power. Whether it's real power and domination or perceived power and an ego boost. Like, they do everything from a place of ego. And I really, really believe that these people are possessed. The thing that you have to realize is, just as a healer, an authentic healer can detect your wounds and your pain points, because we have to be able to detect what's going on with you so that we can help you fix it, right? And it's just where healing starts, is knowing and acknowledging what's happening. Just as we have that ability, so do other spiritual people. When they incarnate into this incarnation, their original path may have been to be a healer, but some stuff happened along the way that they chose to misuse their gifts. And they chose to use and abuse the spiritual realm. Okay. So, our enemies can also see our wounds. And the mistake that I made twice was trusting the wrong people. But when I met the first one, I think I was 22. And when I met the second one, I was 23. And I actually ended up going to person number 2 because person number 1 was trying to do witchcraft on me and also siphon from me. And it just snowballed from there. Like, I went from one spiritual predator to another in one swoop. And that is the danger that you walk with when you are just starting out on your witchy journey, on your spiritual path, and you are walking it alone. That's why it's super important to ask God and your ancestors and your spirit guides to guide you to the right people. And also to have some type of communication with them so that you can get the right answer. Okay? And if you are in need of spiritual healing or mentorship, both of those offerings are on my website at sirensnectar.com. I offer both a spiritual healing container, and then I also have a tarot and witchcraft package combined for mentorship. So either one that you need, I am available for. Just go to sirensnectar.com for that. You can also book a spiritual reading, a spiritual court reading with me. You can go to sirensnectar.com/booking for my booking information, and you can still text me or WhatsApp me if you need to book an appointment, but just to make things easier on you guys, I did switch my booking platform to my website. So you just go on the calendar, pay for the reading, and then you choose your time. Okay, it was a lot easier that way, Spirit told me. Okay, I love y'all. Comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Thank you. Bye.